Hey there, I'm Dina Taylor from Silver Lining Homeplace. Today I want to show you how to install a riser for your septic tank lid so that you don't have to dig up your yard every time you deal with your septic tank. So last night I was mowing my lawn and I started to feel my foot sink, and then suddenly it gave out from under me. I got out of the way in time, no problem. But as you can see over here, the lid on my septic tank that was buried under 10 inches of dirt just pretty much broke. Don't know what caused it, but basically I almost stepped through. So septic company came out today. We went ahead and pumped it. But as you can see, I've got all this dirt and it's just going to be muddy here in my dog yard for several weeks. So this is where the other lid is. They went ahead and covered that one up, but I had to go to the plumbing supply place to get a new lid. And while I was there, I went ahead and got the parts I needed to make this so I have a riser, and then the lid goes on top of the riser, and then we don't have to dig it up every time we deal with the septic system. Now, in an ideal situation, we're not pumping the septic tank except once every maybe 3 years. So this isn't a big deal, but I just don't like what happens to my dog yard every time we deal with it. So let me show you what we've got. This is the riser, and they cut it to the 10 inches that I need for me, and it is sold by the foot. I think I paid about $67.50 a foot for this. This is the lid, $75, and then this is what they call the hoop or a ring, and that was I think about $65 also. So I got out with tax at about $210, $212. So you'll put this in the ground on top of the existing pipe, and then this will go on top, and then we put the lid on top of this. There's screws underneath here, and there's already holes, and it just goes straight into the top of here. This shouldn't take long. Let's see what happens. So before I left for the plumbing supply store, I went ahead and measured from the top of this ring to the top of the sod, and that was about 10 inches. And then the next thing I did was I came through and I made sure that I had a nice level area. And the company that was out here today that actually, did the inspection and pumped the tank did a nice job for me. The thing you need to do is make sure that you're not getting too much dirt into your septic tank, especially rocks. What happens is when they're pumping the tank later on, you don't want to have a bunch of rocks coming out and going into their tank and then ruining their equipment. So just try to keep this as rock and dirt free as possible. There's the lid that disintegrated over time, and it was under this 10 inches of dirt. So we're gonna just rise this up, put the lid so it's flush with the sod, and then I'll be able to mow right over it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to put down this ring. It's also called a hoop, and you can see that it's got these little, maybe you can see, these little parts. I was told at the plumbing supply store that these are there just for shipping and manufacturing purposes, so it doesn't really matter if you put it up with these little nubbies up or down. I'm going to go ahead and put it down just because I can. So and then we have the actual riser. All right, so this is not sitting flush. So what I need to do is pull it back up and then take some more dirt off of this side. So I'm gonna lift this ring up again, the hoop, because on that far side, a bunch of dirt has gone over the lip and it's not gonna make it easy for the riser to sit flush. It's stinky down there. All right, that is seated really nicely. So now what I need to do is come in and backfill around this riser. I think I'm going to just drop the lid on top of it real quick so I have an idea of where the dirt level needs to be. Putting the lid on now also helps ensure that I don't get more dirt into the septic tank itself. I'm really trying to work the dirt in so it doesn't settle and leave a bunch of uneven ground. The lid comes with 4 screws, so I'm just going to go ahead and put those in now. I just want to make sure before I commit there that I'm positioned right. Yeah, that feels good. All right, that lid is on securely now. It's fixing to rain, so I'm gonna have to go in. But what I want to show you is I do need to backfill some more. And then also I believe that this is gonna settle a bunch and there's gonna be that gap again. So I'll probably have to continue to backfill for a little bit. But I'm pretty happy with the job that we did here today. It was super easy and it saved me a ton of money. And I think the next time that we have to have anything done with the septic, it's going to be really nice to not have to have this kind of nonsense where you can see where he had to dig up the hole. But now I've got all of this mud in my dog yard and I've got white dogs. So my next project is to put in just some temporary fencing to keep the dogs out of that dirty area until it turns into grass again. So yeah, we're just going to take a little more backfilling. I didn't suspect that I'd be able to get it all in there just because the way the dirt will settle. The tech that came to inspect my septic tank today said that it would be 2 to 3 times more if he was to install the riser and lid for me than if I was to do it myself. So obviously that's a lot of money. I'll take care of it myself. It took me about an hour to go into town to get the parts and 15 minutes to actually do the work. I will have to do a little bit more work when the dirt settles a little, so I'll backfill. But other than that, this is super simple. I wish I would have done it sooner. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. If you haven't already done so, hit like. Please subscribe. It helps me a ton. And if you want to see the next thing that I drop, go ahead and hit that bell. Take care. Thanks.